Good evening, everyone. I'm Adriana Guevara, and I would like to welcome you to today's edition of Smooth EDU. For the past few weeks, we've discussed various topics regarding education and methods of strengthening education in the American school system. Today, we'll be having a very special guest who's going to enlighten us on who digital natives are and the process of innovating technology into our education. So without further ado, I'd like everyone to help me welcome my very good friend, Dorea Henderson. Most of his students know him as Mr. Henderson. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Dorea. Welcome to the show tonight.
Hello, Adriana. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. I'm so glad to have you.
It's a pleasure.
So, as you know, for the past couple episodes, I've covered several topics on education, from metacognition to theories of learning, assessments, and all other subjects along the line of educational sciences. And today's theme in the education realm is digital natives and technology. So would you like to enlighten us and explain to us a little bit more about who digital natives are?
Yes, digital natives are students who were born into a world of technology. They understand the language, they learn for technological applications in the classroom, and digital natives are always attempting to broaden the fields that utilize technology in practice. They understand how to use technology, what to use it for, and it fortifies their creativity.
Wow. Go on, my digital natives. So, Dorea, Mr. Henderson, you're an English teacher, correct?
Correct.
So, what grade level do you teach?
I teach 12th grade students.
12th grade students.
Yes.
They think they're adults, but not quite there yet. So, Mr. Henderson, what I can recall from my 12th grade experience is long literature passages, not to denote the author, of Mark Twain, Shakespeare, and Edgar Allan Poe, and these hard dialects that are hard to follow for a 12th grade student, so involved in the media and involved in their cell phones, the smartphones, the iPads, the list goes on. So what are you doing to incorporate your technology in the classroom to boost traditional interest in traditional pedagogic methods of teaching?
First of all, I would like to commend you on such a great question. And secondly, I'd like to answer your question by giving you a general overview of an instructional day in my classroom. I typically begin the day by welcoming my students using the digital board, which displays the classroom website. And the classroom website houses our classroom syllabus and other beneficial resources to the students as well as their parents.
Wow, so now the parents have access to this website as well?
Yes, and it's proven to be a great resource, and parents have told me that it promotes educational conversation around the dinner table.
Well, I can imagine, because it's hard for a parent to bring up or ask about a reading if they don't know what their child's reading. So that's great.
Yes, it is. And after that, the students pull out their iPads and they access their textbook through a free iBook application. And as a class, we take a closer look into excerpts of our readings to unveil the message or messages that the authors are trying to convey to their audience. And simultaneously, we're making use of the digital board and building concept maps to construct more meaningful conceptions of our readings.
Wow, okay, so first of all, you can use these iPads, this technology that I was speaking of that we're so engrossed in the classroom to promote education.
Yes.
That's great, and using a free app. I know all my administrators out there love to hear the word free. So, on top of building these intricate maps that help the students understand, which is really good because when you're getting peer-to-peer review or peer-to-peer conversation, you better understand the reading because I better understand my friend or my peer rather than my teacher who's talking way over my head. So that's really good.
Yes, and this concept maps have also proven to be beneficial because when we finish, many students print those concept maps, and when we get to the section of the class where they have to write an essay, they can refer back to those concept maps to see what we spoke about and what their peers had to say about those readings to build an argument for those papers. As we get to the latter part of the unit we're focusing on, I use a Jeopardy template to build a review game for students to have extra practice before an exam. So basically, our class becomes a Jeopardy review game show.
Wow.
Yes, and the students love it, especially since it encourages a competitive atmosphere in a positive way.
Wow, that's great. I can recall times when it maybe in math that we used a Jeopardy game or a history class, but never in English. So I think that's really interesting to incorporate something fun and interesting that the students can relate to into the classroom to make their learning a little bit more meaningful. I must say, I wish you were an instructor when I was struggling through my Shakespeare reading. So now once you've done the classroom assignment for the Jeopardy game and the classroom is over, can the students review that same Jeopardy game later on in the semester or later on that week?
Oh, thank you, Adriana, I must say. And yes, actually, I upload that Jeopardy game into the tech resources on the classroom website.
Wow.
So the students can use that Jeopardy review game, say in the library with their classmates again, or they can show it to their parents at a later time. Yes.
Wow, that's great. So did all my audience hear that? My parents, my teachers, and my students, we need to all understand what technology can do in our educational experiences. That unfortunately wraps up today's show. Well, I hope all the audience enjoyed Mr. Henderson just as much as I did. For sharing all your practices, thank you so much. Your beliefs about the digital world and how it can incorporate to technology in education. So I would like to just thank you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing all your insight with us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Adriana.
It was a pleasure.